Hi everyone, so I wanted to tune in especially today because I am so excited to announce that I'm going to be bringing back one of my best sellers from last year. It's called Good Morning and it's a citrus blend, so lots and lots of people love citrus. I have already prepped my oils and my butters, they're all melted down here. I threw in some oatmeal just for some extra good skin loving properties, and then I also added some kaolin clay to help my fragrance stick to my oils. So I'm just kind of breaking down my clay and breaking down my oatmeal just to get it ground and mixed into my oils and butters really good. Alright, so that's mixed in pretty good. Now I'm going to put my organic coconut milk in with my lye solution. And this is what makes the soap actually turn into soap. Okay? Make sure we get all of that goodness in there. So I'm like above excited for this soap to be hitting the market again. Now this recipe is new and improved. Last year I was doing a melt and pour with pink grapefruit and lemon fragrance oil. And now we are doing it from scratch. So we have some shea butter in there and some olive oil and of course some coconut oil. That organic coconut milk's in there along with some other great things. So we got that mixed in pretty good. So I still have to blend in my colors and my fragrance oil. So I don't want to blend my batter too much. And if you're new to soaping, if you blend your batter too much, it'll thicken. So if you want to do any swirls or anything, you want to leave it as loose as possible. That way you're not clumping it into your mold. Okay? You want to leave some room for some swirling. Now I'm going to add some extra shea butter in there. And this allows the bar to be extra creamy. This bar is good for just waking up those senses. That's why I'm calling it Good Morning, because citrus is a good way to take morning showers if you're a morning shower type of person. So I'm just going to kind of hand blend that because my batter is already getting a little bit thick. We call it trace. So we just want it to be at a light trace so that way I can blend in my colorants. Alright, so we've mixed in that shea butter. And now I'm going to actually use the same little bowl here. We're going to do two different colors today. We'll do orange and yellow. And we're just going to split the batter pretty much in half. And it doesn't have to be an exact science. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's see, I'll pour a little bit more in here. Sorry, I didn't know it wasn't on the screen there. Alright, so we'll do this one orange, and we'll do this one yellow. Sorry, guys. So I usually use one of these, the end of one of these skewers. Really, I just need to get me some little tablespoons or something, or measuring spoons rather. But I do this so that I don't add too much at one time. And then if I'm doing more than one color, I just flip the skewer and I add the other color to my other pot. This one is Electric Orange from Nurture Soap. And then we're going to put in, this one is Firefly Mica. And that is from Nurture Soap as well. This one gives off a really pretty lemon color. If you put in just enough, it will show up really nicely in your soap. All right, so we'll give those color amounts a try. And actually, I was debating on adding some red Moroccan clay to my orange, just to give it a little bit more of a pink grapefruit type of color. And I think that I'm going to add that. So hold on one second. So clays do cause your batter to, and this is a new skewer, cause your batter to thicken even faster. So I just want to add a teeny tiny bit, not much to begin with, and then we'll look at the color in a second. So I'm going to blend this just a tinge. And let's see if we can get you guys a little bit more into the frame. I think that this is a nice color. It's realistic to the fruit. And I absolutely love pink grapefruit, by the way. Me and my family love pink grapefruit. All right, so here's the yellow, and I'll actually move that this way. That is a nice color yellow. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is get my house blend of fragrance oils together. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of split it. Here's my yellow, here's my orange. And I'm gonna pour a little bit in there, and I'm gonna pour a little bit in here. Get all that goodness out. All right. And then we're just gonna hand mix that in. Now, depending on what fragrance oils you're using, they do have the potential to thicken your batter as well. So that's why I'm hand blending this. Because previously, like I was telling you guys earlier, I used melt and pour soap. So that is pretty versatile as far as fragrance oils. It pretty much stays the same, at least in my experience. It's basically pre-made soap, and you can color it and fragrance it however you want, and you don't have to go through all of the steps of actually making it from scratch. Now this here is soap that is made from scratch. So let me grab my mold and bring that into the frame. There we go. All right, so it doesn't really matter what order I'm pouring this in. I'm just gonna pour some of this yellow down at the bottom, and my batter is pretty thin, which is not bad. It gives you a longer time to work with it and do swirls, but at the same time, it could make your soap, it could make the colors in your soap kind of muddled together, and if you want a nice swirl, you kind of have to get it just right. And sometimes your fragrance oil can cause your batter to decelerate, meaning it can cause it to thin out. So actually looks really pretty together. A little bit right here. And this blend, oh my gosh, you guys. It smells absolutely amazing. It smells like a beautiful summer is right around the corner. I do make body oil in this fragrance as well, and also body butters. I'm gonna probably put the body butters on hold for the summertime, just because I don't want to have them melt during shipping. Where I live, it's really hot. So, I mean, really, before it could even get out of the city, it'd probably be melted down. I do use beeswax in my body butter recipe, but I still think the heat will cause it to melt down. I think I'm going to blend the rest of this out a little bit more so that I can provoke it to thicken up a little bit. Let me turn my blender on high. A lot of people used to say that this soap reminded them of the old school ice cream, the Big Stick, which I used to absolutely love those ice creams growing up. If you haven't had one, I mean, this summer is your time to experience that, because that is like childhood on a stick. And when you were younger, it just seemed like that ice cream was so huge. It's like the things you look back on now and you're like, okay, wow. Childhood, you have no idea about the real world. You're just like ice cream trucks, and we actually used to have a donut truck come around our grandmother's house, and we would love to stop that guy for fresh donuts. We would get like a dozen at a time, of course, to share amongst our cousins and stuff. And he had a lot of Mexican candies, and we would just stock up on our little summer treats when he would come by. We would get twist glazed donuts. And hi everyone, thanks for tuning in until the end of the video. I am going to be cutting my good morning bars. So here we go. Alright, big reveal. And these bars are still pretty soft, even though they've sat in the mold for about 2 days. Alrighty. It's a nice light swirl. And we'll see as the air hits them and as they cure a little bit, if they stay this light color or if they'll darken up just a tad bit. We'll do one more bar.
The sparkle on the front of the bar.
Alrighty. Okay guys, thanks again for tuning in and waiting until the end of the video. to take a look at the cut of the bars. Until next time, I will see you guys later.